Hello, everybody on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis Exile, right back at you with the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, we have ourselves the Valentine's Day special. We're playing ourselves a Charmer deck. We're playing the Charmers, summoning out familiar Possessed Darks and Lyna, going off on them, gaining some attack points off the Awakened Possessed, and just kind of going for broke. You know, it's a very much a bit of a themed deck we have here today, as it was donated to us by Mr. Levi's Stories, who wanted me to take a look at Charmers, but just the two Charmers, as well as some support for these two little lovebirds. Are these two lovebirds? I'm going to presume that they are, at least for now. So, we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to take out the Yugioh Pro, show it off, show you how it works. Real quick, we'll go over what's in this deck, and then we're going to go right into the duels. So for our main deck today, we have 3 copies of Witchcrafter Golem Aru, 3 copies each of Familiar Possessed Dark and Lyna, 3 copies of Fairy Tail Luna, 3 copies of Ada the Sun Magician, 3 copies of the Umbrella, it's pronounced Angrecum Umbrella, I believe. We also have 3 copies of Green Turtle Summoner, and 3 Effect Veiler. We have 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet, 3 Spirit Shamas, 3 Awakening of the Possessed, 2 copies of Fairy Tail Tales, 3 copies of Possessed Partnerships, and 2 copies of Unpossessed. As for the extra deck, we have ourselves 1 Lyna the Lustrous, 1 Dark the Gloomy, we have Axis Code Talker, we have number 82 Heartland Draco, we have Baguthka, we have Tornado Dragon, Utopia with Lightning, Trapeze Magician, Coral Dragon, Fortune Lady Every, Black Rose Dragon, Clear the Wing Synchro Dragon, Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, as well as Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. As for the side deck, if you want like a penultimate boss or something, since we're running the Black Rose, you could throw in a Ruddy Rose Dragon. That's just my pick there. And this deck was handed to me before the Snow came off the ban list. If you want to tech in Snow, go ahead. It's not going to do you that much good, but it is a thing, and you could do it. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and good old Yugioh Pro, show off this deck, show you how it works, and we'll have ourselves a good time. Alrighty, first opponent, another day, another card game. We want to try and go first, if we can. That's never a good thing. Thanks, you too. I think I misspelled the 2, but I don't care. Anyway, we're going to be going second. Not ideal, but we at least have Effect Veiler. So that's at least something. We got the Lovebirds right here. Are Lyna and Dark in a relationship? I have no idea. Nice to know that your birds are real. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Salamangreats. I don't like Salamangreats. Salamangreats are annoying. They are not a fun bunch to deal with. Okay, so he's got the Buffalo. He's got a Buffalo, and that's about what we know he's got. See, the thing about Salamangreats is that they're very linear in what they do. They go for the link, they do some linking, and then eventually they just settle on a bunch of trap cards. One that pops things, and one that negates everything. Neither of which is something I really want to deal with. Add a Salamangreat Sanctuary, But I have to really think about when I want to negate, because I only have the 1 negate right now. Gonna have to be very careful. I'll probably hit like Sunlight Wolf. That seems like the best option, to be honest. Not the first one, but the second one. Because what they'll do is, because Sanctuary, he can link using the links to summon the same link from the deck. And then that link gets bonus effects. Or conversely, my opponent can do Jack. That works just fine by me. Alright, so now we've got some firepower. We got Fairy Tail Tales. Yep. Unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. Sometimes hands happen to be bad. But we got Tails. What this card does, I can reveal an 1850 attack monster like Luna here, and I get an additional normal summon. And we'll just summon out Luna. When Luna's summoned, I can search one of my 1850 point monsters. It's very nice. And we're going to go ahead. We have everything we need, really. I'm just going to get my little Luna just because I can. Let me think. See, if I summon out the other Luna, I'll search even more. Yeah, why not? There's no real reason not to double search. Granted, I really need I need the other spells. That's the one thing with Charmers. You really want your Awakening of the Possessed, your Possessed Partnerships, stuff like that. That's where the real meat of this deck comes into play. But we do have a nice opening board here. Doesn't look like much, but Luna, I can target an opponent's monster. He either sends the same card to the graveyard, or that monster gets bounced. And that'll really mess him up to a degree. You know, if he starts doing links, I can force him to ditch his own links to the grave, which will reduce what he can do. I also have Effect Veiler, which is also nice. So, yeah. We got our little deck here. What does this do? This card summon, excavate, 3 cards. Okay. Pretty much guarantee of a Salamangreat card of some degree. What did he flip? Sign it, okay, so he gets, Foul. What does this do? Summon this card from the hand. Control Salamangreat, discard the card, gives 500 attack. Okay. Control Salamangreat other than Spiny. This card's in the grave. Summon it, but banish when it leaves the field. Okay. So he's going to be trying to do something here. We'll see. And then he can summon out the bird. He can summon out Le Bird. What does the bird do? What does this do, card? Okay. You can send a Salamangreat card from hand or field to grave. Target. Set spell trap. Well, that doesn't do anything then. I have no set spell traps at the moment. I only have the one. So we'll see what this guy can do here. I mean, like I said, I have double bounce. I have an Effect Veiler. So the minute he tries to make something big, I can attempt to bounce it. The only way he has protection is if he has multiples of the same card. So I'm going to Cyber's Fusion, using monsters from hand or field as material. Okay, well, Salamangreats have a fusion. That's not that fusion, but that is a thing. What does this thing do? Trigger to Cyber, spell traps and their effects can be activated in the battle phase. Sent to the grave, target a Signet Fusion Cybers in the grave. Okay, so this doesn't do much. Interesting. I will attempt the Luna here. Let's see if he's playing more than one Duplex Chimera. He is not. Alrighty, so that's 1 down. I've still got 2 interrupts to go. Plus, I can just keep summoning out Luna thanks to Fairy Tale Tales. It's very nice. It's very nice, clean, simple support. Like, Fairy Tales aren't an archetype, but if they were, this would be one of their best cards. It's literally just reveal a fairy tale, summon that fairy tale, summon another fairy tale. It's very nice. And it really helps Charmers, too, because it's just like, 1850. So, I have this feeling whoever at Konami designed these cards, definitely, whoever designed the fairy tales must have liked Charmers, or vice versa. I'm pretty sure Charmers came along before time of fairy tales, but either way. So, this guy's got another copy of a Baylynx. Alrighty, he does have another Baylynx. He's got him Clock Spark Toy. What does this do? Add a Signet Fusion. If a monster special target a blah, summon it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I think. So, he gets Signet Fusion. Monsters from hand or field as material. Control no monsters in the extra zone, which he does have a monster in that zone. Okay. So he's just going to have himself set up for later. Oh, hey, it's Green Turtle Summoner. This guy, I'm still not entirely sure why he's in here. I mean, he's good for Ada. I'm not sure what the theme is, though, because this is very much a, Lyna X Dark themed deck. So I'm not entirely sure what this guy is. Is he like the pervy master who's there to cheer on the lad and the lass? Or is he the ugly bastard? Or is he the old pervy master badger? Could be either or. It's a Cyber's theme fusion. Neat. That is rather neat. And I could just summon out... Let's summon another Luna. I have no reason not to summon another Luna. Yep, that way I can just keep searching more things and just keep the deck thin. Eventually I'll draw into my spells, although I don't think I'm going to need them. I'm pretty sure this guy's just kind of dead. The fact that I've got Luna ×2 is just really nasty. Because there's not much he can do about it. Keep working on it. See, sure it will improve. I am sure it will improve. Keep working on it, my dude. I understand. Sometimes you just gotta take that theme deck and work on it. And sadly, I don't have Gaga Gaga Cowboy. I probably should have thrown in a Gaga Gaga Cowboy, but, you know, that's fine. Hey, I probably shouldn't have even said GG. You know, this guy was probably going to come back here. He's got 50 life points. That's plenty of life points. No, wrong button. No problem. You'll go. You know what? I have had some crazy theme decks in the past. I know what it's like to really work hard on a theme deck and it not working. Like last year's Slime Rancher deck. I did Slime deck the other day, and that worked pretty good. But last year I did the Slime deck, it was horrible. But I kept working on it, and it worked better. What is he doing now? See, I said GG, but I think he's going to be able to at least do something here. No! My stuff. I was going to use that to do things. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, I can still do stuff. Obviously, I've got double Luna. There's not much else. Let's see. Okay, so now he's going to go for the Signet Fusion. Unless Clock Dragon negates things, I'm pretty sure I'm still good. Because I've got the Veiler. All I need is to keep one level... Well, if I had my continuous spell, I only need one level 4. Because I am playing Heartland Draco as a cheeky tech card. One, because it's Valentine's theme day. Valentine Themes Day. That's a new holiday. Valentine's Day themed. What does this do? Set card. Send cards to the top of your either number of ring. Wait, what's that last part? Cannot target other monsters for attacks. Cannot target other monsters with card effects. If the fusion some cards sent to the grave. Okay. I think I'm good still. I could be very wrong. Still good. I'm still okay. I mean, he can link summon, but that's about it. He can certainly do a Linky Stinky, but that's about it. Okay, so there's Sunlight Wolf, as we knew he would have. So let's go ahead and use... Oh yeah, I can only talk Clock Dragon right now. Okay, I might as well bounce the Clock Dragon. You're telling me you have 2 of this thing. I think he has 2 of this thing. He has 2 of them fangs. Alright. He has 2 of them fangs. Alright. Well, this could be the part where things go not so good. Alright. We're going to talk... There's no way he has 3 of these, right? Okay, good. Okay. We're good still. Because he's got the Sunlight Wolf number 2. If he uses its effect... I've got Effect Veiler. So that'll at least shut that down. I don't need him rampantly searching things. And we good. I was really hoping that was a quick play. Or not a quick. Continuous spell. That would have been nice. Okay, let's summon the Lovebirds out here. Okay. You 2 together. Smack this in the face. And he will be able to recover some life if he desires. Because that's what Sound Ray does. But I guess he'll just allow it, so... Okay. Well, my opponent put up a good fight. He has an interesting deck going for him. Just needs a little bit more work. So, you know, good luck to Mr. Collector O Nothing. Good lad. Alright, let's go ahead for duel number 2. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go into it again. Don't get to pick, unfortunately, and he's going to go first. But we have an alright opening hand. Monster summoned from the extra deck. Opponent draws a card. Okay, so this is some sort of anti-meta deck of some form. Some sort of anti-meta. Yep, summon limit. Okay. Well, not ideal for me. True Dracos. Okay. So this is some sort of true Draco deck of some variety with an extra deck, which is kind of weird. but is not that big of a deal, I don't think. I think we'll be okay. So we're going to go ahead and do activate Spirit Charmers. We'll ditch our Ida, because we really don't need Ida right now. Luckily, our deck can function without an extra deck, so this isn't actually that big of an issue. I've already got that, but I could get another one. But I think I'm going to go ahead and get Dark. I'm going to set Possessed Partnerships. That way I have the ability to summon during my opponent's turn and pop a card at the same time. I also have my Awakening of the Possessed. So now when I normal summon my familiars, I get to draw extra card. So this is just like a true Draco. True Dracos just love their floodgates. It's a thing. It's a small archetype and all that, but it's still rather obnoxious. Regardless, let's go ahead and attack our opponent with Lyna. Get that set up. Like I said, I don't need the extra deck half as much. This guy probably doesn't even use his extra deck half the time. He's probably using it for, like, extravagant pot. Things like that. I would imagine. Alright, so my opponent, we'll see what he does. I mean, he's got the extra net. If he summons from the extra deck, I do get to draw more cards. Because that's how this works. And like I said, I don't really care about my extra deck half as much. Do I really need to do anything? Not really. I could, but it's like, why bother? Why bother? I can literally just keep normal summoning on this guy and then win that way. Why complicate things? Nope. Oh, hey, another Possessed Partnerships. Sweet. And I've also got a very good I got two good targets. I got my Umbrella, I've got my Turtle Man. I'm pretty set. So, we'll just keep attacking. This guy's trying, like, this guy was expecting a much more combo deck, I imagine. He really wanted me to, like, start comboing and womboing. Which, yeah, I can wombo and combo. But I don't need to. I got the lovebirds. Isn't that all you need? All you need's love. That's what the Beatles said. And I have no reason to deny what the Beatles said. Okay. I'm very tempted to go for Heartland Draco for the memes, but really don't need to do that, do I? Maybe later. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, this guy is just... Okay, he surrendered. So, that was it. I mean, that was showing off a bit what we can do, and we got our Awakening. We had stuff set up to get rid of what our opponent was going to do. It's unfortunate my opponent was expecting me to do, like, a lot more than I was going to do. You know, my opponent was expecting me to spam out the wazoo and just summon everything, but I really don't need to do that. So, there's Duel Number 2. Let's go for 3. Maybe do 4, but we'll see how it goes. Let's go for Duel Number 3. Yeah. Let's go for the next duel. Alrighty, our third opponent. Let's get right into it. Don't get to pick, but is what it is. What do we have for a hand? A lot of monsters. I mean, we've got Audidu, which is nice. We're up against Live Twins. Okay. Will Effect be able to do anything against that? Let me think about this. Summon a Kiss a Kill. Will this interrupt him? I don't remember if Live Twins have another thing to summon out. I think they do. Okay, I guess they don't at the moment. Okay, good. I didn't want to have to deal with that. So let's go ahead and activate our Spiritual Charmers. I have a Lyna, so I don't need more than one Lyna. Am I going to get Ash Blossom? I will. Okay, well, that's fair. I mean, I negate him, he negate me. I can't really say no to that one. Alright, so we'll go ahead and beat over the Live Twin here, unless he has Dark Honest for some reason. I guess I'll take 500 because of this thing's effect. You don't often remember these things have other effects, but they do. You just almost never see them activated. Alright, so what are you going to do now, my friend? I've stopped your combo. I stopped your one-card chop shop. What can you do after that? I have no idea. We'll find out. I'm just going to keep attacking. Worked against the last guy. I think I'm just going to keep attacking. This guy expects me to do things. This is probably Solemn Judgment or something. I don't want him to Solemn Judgment me. Or, conversely, he can hit me with Cosmic Cyclone. Okay. I mean, in the era of skill drain at 3, you have to run that spell trap removal. Cosmic Cyclone is a very solid choice. Takes life points, but still pretty good. Let's see. Set the old pervy master. He will be there to protect us. Well, you have another one of these? You have something else? Okay, good. Just keep on attacking, man. My opponents they're expecting me to do, like, more, man. They just expected me to do a lot more. Like, he's probably got, like, Nibiru or something in his hand. Something to that effect. He's thinking, oh, man, will this guy please start spamming the board already? Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah. See? I told you. I was like, oh, this guy's probably got Nibiru in his hand. And I'm like, well, there you go. There's a Nibiru in his hand. See? I played this game too much. I know when shit's going down. Alright, so he's got the live twin Kiss a Kill that summons the blue boy. And I really wish I had another copy of my Effect Veiler right now, but I don't. I do have Auto-Do, though, so if I can bounce one of the links, then that would be good. Yeah, because you summon out the blue one. This summons a Pinky from the deck. Yes. Does this target... yes, it does. Okay. I can work with that. Like I said, if I could bounce one of these, that's gonna, again, mess him up real bad. I hope he hits Lyna. Okay, he did not hit Lyna. Unfortunate, but true. There goes my trap card. I was kind of hoping to use that trap card, but it is what it is. Now I really need him to make the Sunny guy. Okay. He's got Troubled Sunny. He's got Troubled Sunny, but we'll bait that out with Auto-Do. Yeah, that's right. I've got stuff. I got things, man. I'm just gonna bounce your Sunny. I mean, I think he can use this thing to tribute and bring these back right now, can he not? Pretty sure these are... Yeah, he can't use, like, their effects again, but he can summon them back. Yep. Summon the 2 back. I still get Auto-Do, though. Auto-Do is, in fact, larger than these are. And, yeah, he gets to draw a card. Okay. Aha, you foolish fool. Not only am I bigger than you, I'm going to destroy you as well. I'd rather destroy this thing, I think. All that does is get him a card drawn. This pops things. I don't want him to pop my things. Thank you, Pervy Master. You saved our butts. Granted, he's going to bounce Auto-Do now, or rather, send a card to the... Yeah, I'll send this to the graveyard. But the Pervy Master saved our butts. We salute him. Alrighty. Now I just need, like, another monster. Because if I can summon another Possessed, I can attack into this. This will summon back Pinky. That'll draw him a card. Attack into the Pinky. And then attack into the blue one. Yes, we go in that order. And another one of these. Add a live twin monster. Okay, he's starting to get himself ready for next turn. If I don't finish him off now, it's gonna finish me off, if you know what I mean. What does this do? Control a Leela. Summon this card from the hand. Okay. You can only special summon once. If a card's added from main deck to the... Oh. Oh, he's just gonna make Pinky now. Oh, so he can make another Sunny. Okay. Okay, that makes things a little tricky. That does make things a little difficult for me. Let me think about this. I still have Auto-Do, so I can still bait stuff out. The problem is... Wait, does he have a light or a dark? He does. He has darks. I can't make the gloomy, but is the other one light? It is. This card's special summon control. Okay, so that doesn't do anything if I bring it back. Thinking. Maybe. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this thing. Lyna the Light Charmer, the Lustrous. I take damage, I don't really care too much. And... oh yeah, he's just gonna bounce it. See, he was so scared of what I was about to do that he bounced it. Basically what I was gonna do is I was gonna steal his pinky from his graveyard. And what that was going to do... oh no, he chain blocked me. Okay, that's not a big problem. I can just search things now. I can just search Luna. Yeah, but basically what I was going to do, I was going to steal his pinky, and then link those two away for Access Code Talker. I had a pretty cool idea. My opponent was just kind of like, no, not allowed. Alright, well... we just kind of keep on keeping on, I suppose. I'm going to target his, dang, he's got all the floodgates. Alright, well, guess what? I have floodgate stoppers, too. Granted, he's going to keep gaining life points, but... at the very least, I can do something here. Maybe. Yeah, that goes back. That gets destroyed. Unfortunate indeed. And he has another blue boy in the grave. Darn. All those quickies and all these negates. Unfortunate, there's nothing I can do about... well, oh wait, no, okay, there we go. He's just gonna summon this thing. Okay, well I'm gonna beat over your Link, if you don't mind. Enemy controller! Enemy control... okay. Okay. Well, I can't really argue with that one. That's a nice tech card. Just because it's enemy controller of all things. Well, unfortunate. Can I come back from this? Really depends on what I draw into. Luckily, Evil Twins are not known for their OTK potential. Okay. We already know he has Blue Boy. He's got Blue Boy still waiting in the wing, man. That's the problem. So, I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. If I can come back from this, I'll be back. If I can't, I'll see you guys in the fourth duel. Alrighty, fourth and final opponent. Sadly, we couldn't out the live twin player, but we have one last chance for romance. Don't get to go first, but I got Spirit Charmer, so that's something. I've got a bunch of monsters. I have my tuner. I have Tuner Numero Uno, so that's something. So we'll see. We'll see what this guy can do. We'll see. I mean, I've got stuff. Deep Sea Diva. Atlanteans. Definitely Atlanteans. This could be rough. This could be a rough one, ladies and gentlemen. Going second against Atlanteans is not ideal. I definitely could have done better if I'd gone first, because I could have searched my awakening and I could have gotten my partnership. That way I could have had things started, but unfortunately, I'm going to wait and see through what we have to deal with the Atlanteans. Set Atlantean from deck, add Atlantean card, and this thing lets him add another card. We'll see. We shall see indeed. Normal summon, level 4 lower, sea servant, additional hotel. This card sent to the grave. Target face-up card and destroy it. Okay. Well, because I'm just going to sit through this for a minute. But I'm not going to make you guys sit through this. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit until it's our turn. And we'll find out if Mulan Glacia hits our Spirit Charmers. Because if that happens, we kind of die. But we'll see if we don't die. Alrighty, so my opponent didn't go for Mulan, but he did make Abyssalacia. So that could be slightly troublesome. We'll see how it go. I mean, he's got the heavy infantry in his hand. He can ditch that. We'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and get Awakening of the Possessed. And we shall get our Possessed Partnership set up. And let's see, I do have my Fairy Tale Tales, so that's pretty good too. So I'll activate our Awakening the Possessed. Give us some protection from being popped. We shall activate all the Fairy Tale Tales. And if I'm lucky... yeah. Made myself a synchro this time around. So let's go ahead and summon out Lyna. We'll go for Lyna here. Could be either or, doesn't really matter that much. Very good. Summon out Lyna, draw that extra card. So how does this thing work exactly? Send a card from hand to grave, add a mermail from deck to hand. Okay. Just at any time he could ditch the infantry to search and then pop one of my cards. Can't pop Lyna, but he can pop other things. Ooh, Otaru. Nice. So let's go ahead for Umbrella. And we'll go for Umbrella. Bringing back Dark. And he will probably interrupt at some point here. I imagine. Or maybe he'll wait for me to synchro first. It's possible. Alright. He'll let me synchro first. Cool. So I'm going to make my clear wing here. I could make Black Rose, but I have a lot of stuff I don't want to nuke myself. Not too much. Solemn Johnson's cousin. Alright, well that's a thing. We'll go ahead and attack an Abyssalacia then. You know, that'll force the Abyssalacia's effect if he's going to use it. Yep, he will use it. Okay, that's 3 monsters. There goes infantry. Searching Witch Mermail. Abystius. Okay. Then heavy infantry. He's probably gonna pop my awakening if he's not. If he knows how this deck works, he'll pop the awakening. No, he does not know how the deck works. I cannot be destroyed by things. Good effort, my friend, but a wrong move by you. But this gets destroyed. Send water. Target water in the grave. Summon it in defense mode. Dang, sucker. Dang, sucker. So, Marksman. Send to the grave to activate a water monster's effect. Target a set card and destroy. Ah, my partnership. Dang it, I was going to use that. Well, easy come, easy go, I suppose. Well, if anything, if he nukes my back row, I can recover my awakening, so that's something. Plus, I still have Otaru. I do have Otaru if I happen to need it, so it's not all bad. It's just a matter of not as good. Oh, wait, no, he's got Mulanglasia. He can just ditch my Otaru. Well, that's not good, ladies and gentlemen. I think we might be... Are we dead, or are we just slightly dead? If I can draw into Luna, I can at least do something. The question is, can I draw into Luna and not die? Because if I can draw into Luna, I can use Tails to summon Luna, draw one, search one. If all that goes off, I can get myself another level 4, make a Baguska, give myself some breathing room, until he makes a big old link. That's the thing. So yeah, I don't think we can get around this, unfortunately. So, dang, drat and bother it. You know, it's a thing with Charmers. They have a nice start, they can keep on rolling. But we're up against a deck that has, you know, interrupts, as well as lots and lots of swarming. Plus, he's got his giant, whatever this is supposed to be. What is Mulanglacia supposed to be? I have no idea. But I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead one more time. I think we're probably dead. But if we're not dead, if I do live and I draw Luna, I'll be back. If not, I'll see you guys in the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. The Charmers of Valentine's Day. We went 2-2. You know, it could have been a little bit better. Could have been a lot worse. You know, with this Charmer deck, you know, if you start out pretty good, you go first, you get into your Awakening and your other things. You know, it's a pretty solid deck. You know, it's nothing too super crazy, but it's a nice deck. It's very clean, very sweet, and I do enjoy it. It's just a matter of the fact that certain decks, we have a bit of trouble with quick effects and lots of popping and things. You know, normally the popping's not that big of a deal, but unfortunately it didn't work out this time. But we got to show off the deck. We got to show off what we can do. You know, very, very nice deck. I enjoyed it. So, hope everybody at home enjoyed it. Make sure hit like if you liked today's deck. And consider subbing if you haven't. Tomorrow, we're back on track. We're playing, what was it tomorrow? Dark Paladin X Buster Blader. That's tomorrow's deck. And then followed by Spiders. So, those sound like pretty good decks to me. Hopefully y'all enjoy it as well. Your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, signing out for now. I'll see you guys again next time. Take care till then.